Let's go.
Hey, I don't got a shoot, I got shooters. I know I'm cooler than the cooler. I know this way you keep your alcohol. I know that I'm out the ball. All of my niggas is savages. Mean up the moments with scavengers. I know that imply I got passengers. I love Jesus Christ and Bible passages. My girl so fly, she have a Merlin. She love the majesty like Merlin. And the balls like a Laker, Irvin. Should have kept it clean like this detergent. Watch the shit out and let the cat up out the bag. I can nick it and let the dick out the sack. Let it breathe, get some air. Baby, please, I'm already there.
Look at that being some everywhere.
I represent me, it's a love affair. Smelling the trees, it's a buzzing here. Can't be down with the team if you weren't prepared. Hey, this is my style. I do it to get some attention. Hey, the crowd coming wild, so I guess I'ma keep on spitting. Nigga, I borrowed your style, but you won't get no honorable mention. I'm rocking it better than you. I'm making retire no pension. I just get the bread at the food. Apply sandwich bread and make it smooth. A moment gon' move, that's the move. The only option not to lose. Hey, never been scared, you ain't prepared. I ain't sorry. The reason clearly walk the ass over here. I ain't sorry. Mad cause you think I ran up with your beer. I ain't sorry. You tripping cause you think I stole your career. I ain't sorry. Hey, you ain't feeling me.
No apologies. I ain't sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I ain't sorry. I don't even feel that bad.
I ain't sorry.
Right, hold on. We're going to ride this part right here.
About your ass, my nigga. I ain't sorry. You got options, nigga, choose. Keep it popping like a tool. Or your bitch pussy hold them.
We always try to stop it right there. Yo, what is up, team? What is up, fam? Hey, I'm gonna start the show before I do anything. Before I do anything at all, I want to say happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday to my dear friend Heather. Happy birthday, Heather. Man, it ain't gonna be one of those shows though. All right, welcome to an episode of Coffee and Bong Hits with Jessie. I am Jessie. This is Coffee. This is a Bong Hit. This is my show. This is my show, and we always start the show by reminding you guys that all the edgy gear that you see me on the streets with, you don't see me on the streets because it's a pandemic, right? But normally when you do see me in the streets, I got some edgy shit on. I got that from standupandfightback.bigcartel.com. That's standupandfightback.bigcartel.com. Beyond going there and buying a shirt, what you guys should really do is set up a relationship with Joe and Mallory over there at Stand Up and Fight Back, and get yourself a line of merch. Develop a line. Get some screens. Have your stuff. It's the future. Move towards the future. And as I speak about moving towards the future, I think this is a good time to remind everybody that this is our last week that we're going to be going directly to Facebook. We might still share from the website to Facebook, or we might pop in and out, but I'm going to tell you the move is off of Facebook, not just with the talk show, but with everything. I can't handle these people anymore, man. So look, when you make that move, do this. Renting space in cyberspace, renting an apartment from Zuckerberg is no safer than renting an apartment in Portland, Oregon. Your rents keep going up, your accommodations keep going down, the neighborhood keeps getting worse. Well, all of you should be doing is going and getting yourself a nice little condominium that you own, or a little piece of land in cyberspace, so that your product can really exist on its own. And then you can still leave your real estate and go dabble with the commoners, right? In social media, but you can always come back and they can never take it away. So for that, check out my man Alex at Total Market Exposure. Yo, that's a good one. Go to Alex. And now would also be a good time to remind you guys about the movement that's on every Sunday night. I don't know if you know about that yet. We should. Hey, yo, it's Jessie Sponberg. I'm rocking with the movement. You can too. Every Sunday night, 10 p.m. only on KBOO, KBOO 90.7. And don't forget, the 5 is about to move to Roku, but you could at least go get the app, right? This is going to be loud, so be ready for this part.
New music coming up. And went right back. That is a GE.
Boom, there we go. That was your reminder to get the 5 app, and here's your reminder to go get that Flight Lounge merch and go book a room. You know, Flight Lounge is not only Portland's premier smoking destination. Well, it's not, I'm sorry. It's not a destination. It's a stop on the way to your destination, but it's definitely a location that should have some sort of association with your eventual destination, depending on your situation. Or you can just sit on your couch and play PlayStation. But this is for people that get around. So get that Flight Lounge merch. And just remember this, the only way that you can actually control your destiny and control the world around you is to stay charged, to keep your energy exciting, to keep it emotional, to keep it ecstatic, to keep yourself electrically charged. Somebody that sits there as a couch potato is subject to the whims of the universe, right? It's not, the universe isn't going to bend itself to lend itself if you aren't helping yourself, right? You got to point your boat in the direction and then expect the universe to give you those sails. Now, normally, this is why I would play that Hall & Oates, but since we are now, we're on so many places right now that playing Hall & Oates is just asking for copyright problems. So what I want you to do is climb up out of the vehicle, which is your brain, right? Remember, your brain is just blood and tissue and veins and electrostatic charges and impulses, right? Your brain is no different than a washer and dryer or a microwave or a bread maker. You just plug in commands into your brain, but your mind is infinite, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to climb up right now at 10:12 in the morning. I want you to climb up out of the back of your head, climb out the passenger seat where you're on autopilot, where you're just watching your life go by. Get in the driver's seat of your own head and then dance like these dudes.
Žere hlavně pražáky, jmenuje se Jožin. Jožin s Pážin, močálem se blíží. Jožin s Pážin, k vesnici se blíží. Jožin.
I have no idea what those two dudes are, who they are. That probably just got to be a copyright infringement though too. Anyways, if you are one of those people that is listening to us on a platform like iTunes, iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever. We're on all those. I pay a service. I have an agency that I give them like $13 a month or something. And what they do is they put me out on all those platforms. So I don't want those problems. But that's another reason why you rappers really should be making an effort. Look, I'll play any of you guys' music. I don't got a problem. I'm not a gatekeeper. I don't just say I'll only play my friend's stuff. If it's good music, I'll play it. But here's the reason why you want your stuff played on this show specifically. I told you guys I built a machine, right? Do you think I really care about podcasting? Do you think like podcasting is like the end all be all destination? No, it's part of my Iron Man suit. The same with the website, the same with the green screen walls, the same with the articles, the same with the eat-em recipes, the same with the shows, the same with the game shows, the same with the live streams, the same with the talk shows. When you put your video on this show and then I add you to my show notes, right? Like, for example, today's video is the brand new stuff called Miss Corona from Tripolar. And so when I'm done playing this video today, I'll go to my podcast and I'll relaunch it in an audio only format, right? Like right now, hopefully you're watching this on urbansurvivorman.com. That would be your best move, right? Because that's where the party is always at, urbansurvivorman.com. Where else do you got the cool logo but urbansurvivorman.com? I am Jessie Sponberg, by the way. That's me. That's my logo right there. That's the Aloha Wall Walker. So anyways, ideally, you would be watching this show live and participating in the comment section like all my dear friends, like my man Ashanti or Finda or Ashanti Jr. or ADM or Sarah or Erica or Miss Paula. Oh, how great to see you in my comments today. I love you, Paula. Or Sarah, or the other Sarah, or the other Sarah. Did we already say Finda? There's Paula again. What's up, Miss Marty? Hi, Erica. Erica's usually in first. Man, we got a dope crew over here, but you guys, you gotta remember we're moving off of Facebook before they kick us off. I would rather control my own destiny and remove myself, right? That way I always have the option of coming back if I need to. But if I sit around and mess around with these high quality opinions and wait for Zuck to end up kicking me off, I'm going to be in trouble, right? Because then I won't have options and then I'll be stuck like Chuck. And it feels weird to say that I'm smarter than the president because obviously he was able to be the president. And I'm just a dumbass that couldn't even be a mayor. So I feel weird saying that I'm smarter than the president, but at least maybe I have more foresight than the president. So anyways, what will happen is today after I play Tripolar's video, then I'm going to go to my podcast launch and I have to write up the show notes, right? I have to write a description of what today's show is about. Now, in those show notes, I will include that today's video was the brand new stuff from Tripolar. Okay. Now then, once I give that information to my agency, which is called Transistor FM, and if any of you guys want to do that, I probably have a promo code. Or if you want to do this, I have a promo code for Streamlabs. Or if you want to get into the Chicago Field Museum, I know a guy, my man Paulie Tink, he got me into the Field Museum for $3. You don't believe me? Ask an engineer. How else did I get these pictures? Okay. So it's now 10:17. I should be smoking. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that after I type Tripolar into my notes, then I send that to iTunes. I send it to Google Podcasts. I send it to Amazon. I send it to Spotify. I send it to Pandora. I send it to Ghana in India, right? And your name goes with me. Now your name is in iTunes for something that's not hip hop, right? My stuff, this show, what I do, or what we do, this thing we do in the morning, this is listed in the podcast section under self-help and education. Right? This isn't entertaining. This is labor. This is laborious, yo. Okay, look, right now, I'm supposed to remind you guys that if you're looking for an environmentally friendly pest remediation solution that the whole family can love, you should look into getting an anteater. Anteaters are a cuddly, friendly pest remediation solution that your whole family will love. And they can help with daddy long legs, termites, black widows, stick bugs, potato bugs, cockroaches, crickets, centipedes, ladybugs with attitudes. Sorry, I was producing and hosting at the same. So get Anteater. But what I really want to let you guys know is the Ask Anteater segment is coming to the website very soon. Ask Anteater. You'll be able to send the Anteater your questions, and the Anteater will work diligently to answer them. And it's coming soon. And I know that the Anteater right now has like 7 messages in my inbox, but everybody in the world has 7 messages in my inbox. So I don't want to just leave people on read. So if I leave you on unread, just know that I see it. Oh, man, that's a great question, Fenda. What about a giant centipede? Brah, get a giant Anteater. Okay. So the Anteater sponsors the Bong Hit. Someday somebody else will sponsor the Bong Hit, but today it's the Anteater, and we're okay with that. And that is how you do that. Blam, that is how you do that. Okay, so look, check this out. It's 10:20 right now. This is where Josh will be coming in. But I think there might be, there's a live White House press conference. Let's jump to that.
On the arms of Americans in 100 days to begin with. I would just remind everyone this has literally never been done before. And as what he has asked the team to do and what the team is focused on doing is also planning for contingencies. I mean, we're at war with the virus. So in a wartime theme here, there are a lot of things you plan for, including
how long you think until the country hates this lady?
Needing to plan for that.
I think she has a long leash.
Vaccinators in a location to be
not being Sarah Huckabee Sanders is probably like a real bonus.
That's the number we set based on the recommendations of health and medical experts, continues to be our goal. But does he want to beat that goal? Of course he does. But again, it is a goal that was set with contingencies we need to plan for in mind, and he's going to continue to push the team to meet that goal and go beyond it.
Go ahead. I wanted to ask the ambassador, but I didn't get a chance to, which is in terms of the racial equity goals. Does the White House support overturning Small Business Administration language that prohibits people with records from accessing PPP relief? It's something that on the Hill has the support of Portman and Hardin.
I know I had talked a little bit with our economic team about this issue earlier, but I'll have to circle back with you on it. It's a good question. We'll bring Ambassador Rice back, but we'll circle back with you on this today. Yumish, go ahead in the back.
Hi, I have a couple questions. First is, David Kessler said that most Americans would not be vaccinated until the 3rd or 4th quarter of this year. He said that last week. President Biden spoke and said that we could possibly have herd immunity as early as this summer. That's the difference of a couple months. I'm wondering if you could reconcile the difference there and talk a little bit more about when herd immunity and most Americans will be able to be vaccinated.
Well, it's sort of similar to what Peter asked a little bit earlier, but what the president is of course pushing his team to deliver results. And his goal is to ensure there is a greater availability in the spring and that it continues to improve in the summer. Everybody won't be eligible this spring, as you all know, even as the CDC continues to provide updated guidance. But he would certainly defer to health and medical experts, and obviously the guidance of Dr. Fauci on when we may be at the pace of reaching herd immunity. But, we will continue to update as more
herd immunity,
what the goals look like.
Following up on that, in terms of data collection, it's my understanding that something like 50% of the vaccinations are coming in without racial data. Is that accurate, or is there something else there? I'm wondering how you'll measure success in vaccinating people of color and vulnerable communities if you don't have the data on who's getting vaccinated. And will we seeing kind of mobile outlooks, mobile outreach to those communities in terms of vaccines?
She said outlook, she meant outreach,
yes,
and then got stammered.
That will be part of it, but also part of it will be working with pharmacies and
I would love to be
health centers in communities so that
press
communities
conference reporter.
across the country, rural communities, communities of color, have
Just yell over those suckers.
easier access to know where they can go and get a vaccine. But this is going to be hard, and we are not trying to sugarcoat that, and it will be very challenging. This is why everybody who comes and speaks about COVID talks about the challenge of vaccine hesitancy and how we're going to overcome that. And it won't just be about having centers. It will also be about overcoming a lot of these contingencies I've mentioned that we have to plan for, about more effectively communicating with people about the safety of the vaccine and really being thoughtful about who we're using to communicate. So it is going to take a multifaceted approach, and we are open-eyed about the challenge.
Part of that question, is it accurate that there's very little racial data, or at least less than 50% of racial data coming on vaccination?
I would refer you to the CDC, and I know they'll have their first briefing tomorrow, and that sounds like a great question to ask them.
You didn't make all the questions, so maybe I'll ask you the question I was going to ask her, which is, we've seen after January 6th, there is obviously this issue of white supremacy and racism coursing through our country. What's the biggest challenge when you think of equity in this country, and how do you measure success for something like that, especially when we think of all of the different ways that our country is dealing with it? I know these EOs are about housing and about criminal justice, but can you talk a little bit about how you're going to measure success and what the federal government?
I'm gonna give her one last question, and then we're gonna slide.
Well, I think what Ambassador Rice was conveying to all of you, and obviously what the president will sign later this afternoon, is an executive order that makes racial equity and addressing racial equity a priority across the government. And what how the president talks about this is that far too often we think of racial issues that are in the racial equity bucket, shall we say, are only related to a couple of categories, and that's just not accurate. We need to address racial equity in terms of health disparity. We need to address it in terms of access to lending and to loans. We need to address it in terms of biases and discrimination as it relates to housing. And so what this executive order will do will make it a priority and infuse expertise and personnel to ensure we are addressing issues that impact communities of color across the country every day, and not just every few months when it's an issue that comes up and prompts questioning. Go ahead in the back.
Thank you, Jen, and thank you for making sure that everybody gets the opportunity to ask questions. I really appreciate that. I've got one on housekeeping real quick, and then I've got a domestic and a farmhouse question. So you got some beautiful screens behind you. Your predecessors have rejected multiple requests to bring back the Skype seat to the daily briefings for the benefit of reporters.
That guy's annoying as shit. He said, would you consider bringing back the Skype? So check this out, yo. A lot of people expect Joe Biden. The same people that expected Joe Biden to save the world are the same people, the same style of people that thought that Donald Trump was going to save the world. None of these guys are going to save the world. Joe Biden has always just been a tiny bit less of a piece of shit than Donald Trump. So don't expect to fall in love with these guys. Expect a little bit of leash in the beginning, and then they're going to become bad guys, just like Obama was, and just like George Bush was, and just like Bill Clinton was, especially if they start bombing people, especially if they don't let these kids out of these cages. You're not like the homie just because you're better than Donald Trump. I would have voted for a pile of dog shit over Donald Trump, and I would have went to the pile of dog shit's house and hung out with it every day. Like, okay, we'll be friends. Anything so that I didn't have to have Donald Trump. Okay, let me remind you guys, while I have this opportunity going into the bottom of the hour, that you really, 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 really should be watching this show on urbansurvivorman.com, because we are getting off this platform, urbansurvivorman.com, for all your survival needs in an urban setting. It doesn't mean I'm trying to teach you how to stay alive out in the woods. I'm trying to teach you how to stay alive right here. I'm trying to teach you how to stay alive in the city or the the jungle or whatever. This isn't a camping show, right? And remember, we are available now as a podcast everywhere that you get your favorite podcast from. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Stitcher, shoot, who else? Ghana and India. Don't forget about us. Also, don't forget that Coffee and Bong Hits Insurrection Week, The Rise of the Confetti, is now available in a boxed VHS and Blu-ray set. You can get that 5-episode set with one bonus highlight disc. I don't know how the hell they make bonus highlight discs anymore, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'm pretty excited, honestly. Okay, it's the bottom of the hour. For those who can't see this because you're listening on a podcast platform, let me just tell you what's going to happen. Red Panda is about to take 4 bowls straight to the head. I've already had about 2. I'm going to try to take 1 more. She's about to do 4 on a unicycle. So if you want to think about your role in the universe, meditate on Red Panda's life for a minute and how she got here. This is Coffee and Bong Hits. I am Jessie Sponberg, like it or not. If you say you don't like it, I'm going to make you watch a video of me kung fu fighting people. So don't say you don't like it. We'll be right back in 30 seconds, though, after Red Panda. Yeah, Red Panda is in the house. This is Coffee and Bong Hits with Jessie. I am Jessie. There's the bong, there's the coffee, there's the anteater. It's a party. Yo, we got the vape because really you shouldn't be smoking in 2021 when there's wonderful options like this. It's like drinking cow's milk when almond milk is still pretty good. It ain't great, but it's pretty good. Okay, let me remind you guys real quick, this bottom of the hour and the upcoming tripolar video is brought to you by mealexchange.com and the Bingo XOXO program. But first, let me remind you guys that the 5 Radio XL is about to explode. I know I say that all the time, but they explode every time I say that. They're due for another explosion. They, us, we, we're all one team. Don't forget to get the app.
New music coming up. And we're right back.
That is a G-Eazy. It's your boy, Yo Got the King. Be brand new, don't step on my business.
All right. Don't want to mess up the copyrights. If you listen to this right now on a podcast platform, that means you missed the live show earlier today, which was dope. How do I know? Because I'm in it right now. I'm talking about myself in the past, the present, and the future. All right, because my brain is infinite. My brain is finite, but my mind is infinite. I messed that up a lot. But the point is, I'm telling you from the future that the shit is dope now in the past, but I'm living it in the moment. Anyways, if you want to live in the moment, there's no greater joy than realizing that your bingo card has crossed 5 in a row and that you, for one moment, it might be a fleeting second, but for one moment, you are a champion and nobody can knock you off that hill until somebody comes and knocks you off that hill. But for however long it takes to jog around the house and sing We Are the Champions, you can live in that moment. And guess how much it costs? Free 99. That's a good deal. That's every Thursday night. You could play Bingo XOXO and benefit the Meal Exchange program, which uses community energy and community funds to use restaurants to facilitate hot takeout meals to people who need hot takeout meals. And also, here's a good time to remind you guys about all the original programming on urbansurvivorman.com, like this goodie.
People always ask me, Cobra Commander, what is the true spirit of Halloween? And I call them fools. But tonight, I will tell you on our special, Cobra Commander discovers the secret meaning of Halloween. Only on UrbanSurvivorMan.com. Tune in tonight, fools.
Fools. That's right. Thank you, Ashante. MealExchange.com. Okay, peep game real quick. Like I told you guys, every day at 10:35, we play a homie's music video. And then we put your name up in the show notes for the show. Shoot that shit as a podcast. And what do you know? Now your name is bouncing all over, getting SEO optimization. I'm not going to keep telling people that, but I feel like this week I should tell you guys that. Just leave it up to you to know. Anyways, it is 10:35 and it's time for 10:35. Like, we just have a time. We don't have a name for it. It's just 10:35. So at 10:35 today, we playing that new look. Well, YouTube thinks that your new video should be a COVID information. Yo, this is Tripolar, MF Ghost, the MF Ghost, and Alabaster Jenkins, man, Al Janks. I don't even know that dude, but that's my homie because I know Diction always shouts him out on different shit. So if you down with Diction, you down with me, man. Except for August. I don't like that dude. All right. Here's that brand new Tripolar. Featuring the MF Ghost and Alabaster Jenkins, Al Janks. Oh shit, this is getting serious already.
Buck roll.
We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us. We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us. Chase liquor with Corona till I'm sick like the Rona. Take my mask off the liquor words we get in the sauna. Her persona just a stoner, roaming to get it. The type to smoke a zone up and holding on with it. She sick as hell of a smell called the Rona. Thinking, well, if I could, I would clone her. She gonna change the world and stay on over. Till everybody know her name is Corona. Over this, over that, over everything. We sick, we been coughing from the Mary Jane. In the club, hit them up, now they feeling stuck. I'm blazing tough on the bus, smoke a Billy Club. I let it rain spread again, hitting everybody. No medicine can get a win, now it's hella muddy. Put on my mask as I pack up to leave and told that bitch to back up of me and give me 6 feet. We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us. We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us.
Dirty little beezy, spreading it way too easy. She don't want none of that bitch. Believe me, she home across state lines. You can see it on your TV now. Mask looks like a robbery. She changing up the policy. Don't want that bitch nowhere near they property. She shuts it down properly. Get you fired from your own damn business. Even murky ass for minding your own damn business. God as my witness, don't be on her shit list. She the type to make you cancel Christmas or put you on a ventilator. Happiness is biggest hater. Shit cool down a minute later. She gon' turn to instigator. Fuck her and whoever made her. Wanna go now, not a minute later. Because she hate the game and she hate the player. I'm on the paper trail, rain or hell till I drown. I want the corona, I mean the crown. And I'll be damned if I put it down. Ghost.
We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us. We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us.
Little Ronnie come around, homie, we jump across the gun. Little mama stay round the way, nah, you ain't borrowing nothing. Nah, cup of sugar, nah, be here, population, no problem. Ski mask with a glove set, been looking like we are robbing. Give me some Malibu, give me that 6, give me that negative. She be killing my vibe, killing my high, she on that boga dish, tell us goodbye. Shit, bitch, we burned it up, keep the credentials. We getting that work called essential. Look, little run like Rousey, you with that rough shit, nasty ass trippin'. Underline them health condition, Desmond Park. That hoe ain't finished with living. Grab the flotation vest, Ocean the hell, the breath is swimming. Taking my breath away, she loving the vanillay. Next week, turn you a paperweight. Grab the flotation vest, Ocean the hell, the breath is swimming. Taking my breath away.
We're here to change the world.
What?
We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us. We here to change the world. We make them nervous as hell. Everybody's hurting. They can't stop us.
Yeah.
Fuck Corona, fuck that naked bitch.
Man, you see that Hillsboro? Man, y'all better keep an eyeball on what's going on out on the west side. Yo, my West Siders, they put it down really hard over there, man. And now that Hillsboro Studios and Hillsboro Productions and Lady X and Tripolar put all their efforts together, you're going to see more tattooed rappers than ever. Yo, man, I always got love for Lady X, man, because she's never, ever not helped us. Like anytime I've ever called X and been like, yo, she don't even let me get it out of my mouth. She's like, boom, I'm in, I'm in. I'm like, I already know. I already put you on a flyer. I just wanted to tell you. Yo, ADM, I'll see you over in the comments. Bring your music, son. All of y'all bring your music. I'll play it. Man, you know what you should do is you should name your band after your you should name your band after your business. And then it's like my strategy yesterday when I want to get my own branded version of the coronavirus, then I could throw super spreader events. And they'll be like, oh, you caught that Jessie version. You caught that Fight Church version. And then people be like, what's that? Let me Google it. And they'll be like, yeah. And then I get new plays for the podcast. If you are listening to the podcast right now, I appreciate it. Go ahead and go over and leave a review if you would be so kind or so mean. I don't give a shit. I've never found my self-worth in the number of stars that somebody's given me on a podcast website. So do your best, do your worst. I just like reviews. I just like being on the news. I just like wearing Crocs and kicking people wearing shoes. Okay. Look, we got 18 minutes. I'm going to switch to the Twitter because a lot of shit has happened in Portland, Oregon in the last 24 hours, man. Yeah, not to mention Lady X is super talented. Look, I didn't even mention that part. I thought that went unspoken. I don't mess with no sucker DJs. Oh, you sucker DJs. There's got to be a reason, and you know the reason why. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know what this is. Whoa. President Joe Biden had his first call with Vladimir Putin, pressing the Russian leader on the hack of the U.S. agencies and the arrest of opposition leader Alexei Navalny. Damn, that's pretty dope. I mean, like, whoa. Arms deal and hacking complicate Joe Biden's approach to Russia. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Look, if that picture was Donald Trump, I'd be like, is he whacking off Putin underneath where we can't see? But Joe Biden, I trust Joe Biden. Joe Biden's like, look here, Comrade Jack. This is America. I'll trust Joe Biden to represent us like that, even though they say that Joe Biden's son, Joe Biden and his son are dirty with the Ukrainians. Oh, check this out, dude. Kellyanne Conway, the president's, speaking of inappropriate sexual behavior by the president to Vladimir Putin, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in the administration, in the sense that Kellyanne Conway, president's spokesperson, right? The current what is she, the press secretary for the president right now? She's not the, I don't know what she does. Anyways, she posted a topless picture of her daughter on Twitter on Monday. And her daughter says she thinks her mom got hacked. But this is real. This isn't a joke. This isn't a spoof. This isn't The Onion. This really happened. Kellyanne Conway posted a topless picture of her daughter, who is 16. If anybody doesn't know, if you guys haven't been following that family is an effing mess. That family is a mess. George Conway, the husband, is a Republican that hates Trump, and his wife is a junkie that loves Trump, and so that makes for a difficult household. And that poor girl has to live there, and she's pretty hip. She's recently reached fame on TikTok. Okay, let me see. Look, my people at 11 Films, I was just thinking about them. My people at 11 Films says, we finally have Mitch McConnell on the ropes for the first time in 36 years. Don't fuck this up. 11 Films means a lot to me. Lisa Vasquez in the house. I don't need to watch that, though. I'm going to try to keep pushing. So, look, here's what I'm looking for. This is it. In case you somehow missed it, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler pepper sprayed a guy outside a restaurant on Sunday night. Mayor Wheeler pepper sprays a member of the public during a confrontation. Hold on. Hold on. Look, the first thing, if you don't live inside Portland, you would say, if you just kind of followed Portland and you found out that Ted Wheeler, the mayor of Portland, pepper sprayed somebody, you would ask, was the pervert, child molester, raper there? Because that's what they always ask. Was Sam Adams there? And everybody's like, no, Sam Adams is not there, right? Oh, is it Sam Adams? No, it wasn't Sam Adams, but thanks for following along. Is it Sam Adams? No. But guess what? You'll never effing believe this. Guess who was with Ted Wheeler? Holy shit. Bro, you know, on the internet, they're like, pick a movie title and add, you know, in the mouth to it, or is an asshole or whatever. Like, take any movie title and add with Sam Adams, and it ruins the movie completely. So anyways, Ted Wheeler was out in the Portland streets with Sam Adams. For those who don't know, for those who are lucky enough to not know the story of Sam Adams, he's a disgraced former mayor who admitted, incredulously actually, with very little apparent shame and very little remorse, he admitted to grooming a 17-year-old boy for sex, and then having sex with that boy when the boy became 18. And everybody's just like, that sucks. But how much does it suck? Obviously, it doesn't suck that much to Ted Wheeler, because Ted Wheeler just hired that dude for a job. What is it with Ted Wheeler and molester dudes that makes it okay? It's a reoccurring theme. I'm not gonna name names of people on my show because that's not what I do. But I mean, I do, but like, I'm not. It's not relevant to the story. So Ted Wheeler and Sam Adams were followed to Ted's car by this dude. And the dude was asking Ted questions and apparently had a camera on him. And so then Ted pepper sprayed the dude. Why? Because Ted can't fight. let's just cut to the meat of the thing, man. Ted. First of all, that's crazy that somebody will come up on Ted like that in the streets. I wouldn't be in the streets like that if I was Ted Wheeler. Not at all. I'm barely in the streets like that, and I'm Jessie Sponberg, man. I run these effing streets, and I'm not in the streets like that. Ted Wheeler's out there just gallivanting with and mind you, the West Side over by McMenamins isn't necessarily the streets. Right? That's not the streets, but still you're out there around drunk people and your energy and just the way laws of attraction work. It's just not good to be a person that runs sweeps and tear gases large groups of good people. That's bad karma. So like I have good karma. I have incredible karma. I have great luck. The randomness of the universe always favors me. And yet I still don't go out in the streets because it's so savage out there. But Ted Wheeler thought it was all right to go out there, with Sam Adams. But Ted's becoming more of a creep every day. Every day, that dude is just creepier and creepier and creepier. So he pepper sprays this dude, but here's the cold part. Then he throws the guy a water bottle so he could wash his face off. That is some G shit right there. That's like, that's like when you knock somebody out, but you help them up. Or that's what, like when you set somebody's house on fire, but you help them get their animals out first. Ted sprayed that dude and then. Okay, we'll follow that story as it develops, but a tiny bit. Ooh, Kim Sordell, good old Kim, my dear friend Kim. She says Ted looks heavily Botoxed. All right, let's keep it moving. Oh, you couldn't even see that, but you could just take my word for it. Kim said he looks heavily Botoxed. So the other thing that happened. Whoa. Look. I'm not saying glug, glug, glug like Kelly, like that super religious lady Kelly. Oh, glory God, glug, glug, glug. That's not what I'm saying. But look, let me make this point. This dude right here is accused of kicking an Asian American woman and using racial slurs on the bus. The other day, I seen on the internet this dude. I watched the dude ransack an Afghanistan man's gas station grocery store while terrorizing him. Let me tell you something. I can't beat up every one of you racists. And I can't beat up every one of you bigots. And I can't beat up every one of you terrorizers. But when I do get my hands on one of you, when I do indeed catch one of you, you're going to pay the penance for all your squad, your whole team. You're going to pay that check, right? Like all your friends dined and dashed and you're the one that slipped in the ketchup and fell down and I caught you and now you washing dishes for your whole squad. Except washing dishes. Washing dishes actually means kicking the shit out of you. Like if I came up in a store, you know that Twisted Tea dude? That Twisted Tea dude did what you're supposed to do. Shout out to the Twisted Tea dude. That needs to happen to every one of these fuckers. This guy right here, the other guy, the fucking next guy. Let me tell you, man, you better hope karma catches you before I do. You better hope the police catch you before I do. You better hope, like, I don't know, whoever you pray to, man, Jesus or whoever, man, like, if I catch you, I'm gonna beat you like you're the mayor of Sandy, Oregon. Like, I'm gonna beat you that you're like every freaking old white lady that yelled in somebody's face, speak English. I'm going to beat you like you're Timothy McVeigh, like you're every coward school shooter, because I can't touch all of you. I can't touch all of you, but I could touch some of you sometimes, right? It's like that story about the starfish, right? They say, Jessie, you can't save every starfish. You know, and you just take the starfish and throw it in the ocean, and you look at the guy and you're like, but I saved that one. And it's the same with like these Trump supporters or these anti-maskers or whatever, right? You just want to take and throw them in the ocean. That's what I got from the starfish analogy, from the starfish parable. That's what I took from it, right? So here's the other thing that's not a laughing matter. And some dude went Grand Theft Auto at Laurelhurst Park yesterday. Thank you, Vince. I need that. That's my ticket to ride. That's like the code. That's like when Thor tries to leave and go back to Earth, and he has to go to that one dude. And he's like, I need you to send me back to Earth. I can't do it without the 5,000 G. That's my portal to leave this world and go into the world of podcasting. So anyways, the dude went Grand Theft Auto yesterday in Laurelhurst Park, the surrounding neighborhoods up and down Stark. Purposely, vindictively, maliciously. And man, you'll catch a bad one that way too. You'll catch a bad one that way too, man. I ain't got to do a lot of superhero shit during the pandemic, so if the opportunity should arise that I get to catch one of you motherfuckers, man. The only unfortunate thing is that they stopped making glass 40-ounce bottles, right? Because I won't hit you with an old busted-ass Twisted Tea. I'll smash you with a glass bottle right in the fucking face, man. You know, you can do whatever you want. I don't care if you rob that dude's place. I don't care if you set that dude's, well, any dude, not that dude in particular. Like, if you just commit a crime, I don't care. If you vandalize that dude's place, I don't care. If you vandalize somebody else's place, I don't care. If you rob somebody else's place, I don't care. If you shoplift from somebody else's place, I don't care. But when you terrorize somebody else, that crosses like this weird line with me, right? Because I ain't never no reason to terrorize. Trying to make other people scared. Yo, that's some stepdad shit. That's some school bully shit. That's some Green Goblin shit. Terrorizing. That's like leaning over somebody because you're stronger and they're weaker and rubbing your hands together and just going, right? That's some real sinister shit. And that kind of stuff hits me at my core. And so I will destroy you. I will destroy you. And I won't just destroy you with the power of just Jessie Sparberg normally whooping your ass. I'll destroy you with like the inflated magical boxing gloves of 1,000 kids who have ever been terrorized, right? I will whoop your ass with the intent of every immigrant that has ever been shouted at. I will whoop your ass with the retribution of every cashier that's ever had somebody breathe in their face that they don't believe in the coronavirus, right? Like, I don't care if you believe in the coronavirus, but if you start breathing in people's faces with that shit, if you want to be evil with that shit, then I will have to smash you, right? I'll have to smash you. It's like we talked with Maiji yesterday, man. Who's the bad guy? Of course, the dude that invented the virus or whatever in the lab is a bad guy, but that is spilt milk level bad guy, right? Like right now, the real bad guys are the people who are still propagating it. There's a new bad guy framed every day, right? Like, don't blame Exxon for an oil spill if you just littered, because it's a spectrum. What Jesus say, right? He'd rather get like a penny from a poor dude than a lot of money from a rich dude. It's the same way with like your carbon footprint, right? Of course, you got a small carbon footprint, but do the math problem on your carbon footprint, right? Figure it out. Like, what's your percentage? Do you suck? If you suck, you suck, man. I hate litter bugs. I hate bullies. I hate whack rappers. I hate people that bust writtens in a cipher. Probably the worst, man. That's the worst. Hey, y'all, stop eating animals. While I'm at it, stop eating animals. Hey, don't forget, there's some stuff that is really dear to my heart that I want you guys to support. And one of them is Big Island Farm Sanctuary. You can find them on Patreon. Big Island Farm Sanctuary. Paula and Josh, they have a shitload of animals and they always need help. And I can't be back there helping them right now. So if you could help them, $1, $5, $10, there's a lot of cool animals that you could help sustain a good life. Ted Wheeler, we don't want your tear gas money. We don't want your mace money either. Who else? Don't forget about the movement. Don't forget, if you're a rapper, why have you not sent your music to the 5 Radio XL? Get those royalties rolling in, son. Get your shit sent over to Big Chris. Get that put on the FM dial. Get your video played on my stuff. Get it cross-promoted with SEO maximization. Maybe give me some money. I'll write an article about you, and you can put that in your press kit. Oh, man. All right, this show, we'll talk about mess kits and we'll talk about press kits. And we will see you on Thursday night so that we can play Bingo XOXO, brought to you by Meal Exchange. Yo, that shit is gangster as all heck, man. I ain't said the F word all day, so I'm not going to start now. Okay, remember, we ain't going to be up on Facebook much longer, but Stand Up and Fight Back. Big Cartel will always be on Instagram. You should go follow them right there. Set up a merch account. Be either a vendor or be I don't know. Anyways, next week we're trying to just be on urbansurvivorman.com all week. We'll see how we do, but I'd rather jump off than get kicked off. I'd rather be Floyd Jones than Alex Jones. Don't forget, shit, I forgot. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I don't have a guest. Ooh, that's what I wanted to not forget. Sick Mullet polarized sunglasses. Get the Sick Mullet sunglasses. You don't have to have a mullet to look like a dude that should have one. And that's what counts, right? It's not the mullet on your head. It's the mullet in your heart. Get Sick Mullet sunglasses. We're going to be in official apparel at urbansurvivorman.com. And I don't know what I was supposed to say other than that. All right. Remember, if I don't say 5,000 G, you don't say 5,000 G. If somebody doesn't effing say 5,000 G, ADM said 5,000 G. Vince said 5,000 G. That means we out of here, yo. So 5,000 G. Where I am, where's my hand? Somewhere off to the side. 5,000 G's.